Welcome to the eSPED reporting features, a high-level overview. We'll begin with one of the most overlooked reporting features in eSPED, which is simply going to the student listing and running what we call a quick report. So when you go to ARD forms and you look at the student listing, to protect FERPA purposes today, I'm not going to be able to go to typically what you would do is you would run really SPED status, either currently served or RDS PD, depending on what students you're looking at, and you go to active for your record status. And then, of course, campus if you're filtering by campus. For today, I'm just going to be looking at sample students and fake students, again, for FERPA purposes. But then you can also use this other field to filter for all of these different categories that you have here. So although some of these things are available when you go to reporting in ARD forms, you can filter here really quickly to get yourself a very quick report. So you could do annual review due if you wanted to do a report by the annual review due. You could do by case manager. So I want to do that. But you also have these show extra filter fields. So if I open this expand button, I have up to 4 additional fields. If I want to, for instance, this case manager field, I could fill in this field if I wanted a specific case manager. I would have to type it in exactly as it is in the field to pull up that specific case manager, or I could leave it blank to pull up all case managers. And the same is true for the rest of these fields. So if I wanted to also show perhaps, let's go ahead and maybe filter by and setting code. I could put 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, or I could leave it blank and it would pull all of them up. And then I'm just going to click Find Students. And again, this is a spotty listing simply because it's a fake student listing. And it's going to pull up those students. I can click on the column heading to filter by that column. And it would filter by that column. I could do the same for the other column. And it can filter by that column. And then I can simply click Printable View. And there you have a nice, clean, quick report. And you can click Print. So that's one quick reporting feature. The other feature that we use most commonly is going through the reporting navigation tab and going to ARD Reports. When I go through ARD Reports, clearly I have a variety of different reports to choose from, and depending on which report I choose, a variety of filters may be available to me. Not all filters are available for all reports. So for example, I may choose annuals review due by month or annual review due. Again, for purposes of protecting FERPA right now, I'm not going to be pulling up the actual reports. I'll run you through some of the steps. I'm going to actually show you one that has been commonly asked for here recently, and it's the IEP services support by students. So classroom support, interventions. So I select the IEP service support by student. You would want to filter by school. And again, I'm not going to actually show you this report, but I would select the campus that I was filtering for. So I'm just going to randomly select a campus. I would only want to be filtering for the active record. I don't want to be pulling in any draft records. And then again, I only want to be filtering for either currently served or RDSPD. If you're serving students, RDSPD students, you would have to run a separate report for the RDSPD students because they do have a separate SPED status. And then down here, now for this IEP service support, you can filter for that. And as soon as you check this box, you can see all the different supports that you can filter for. So if I was interested in filtering for, say, co-teaching for, say, English 1, then I can do that. If I wanted to filter by grade, I could, but in this case, I'm just going to filter for English 1, and then I can create my report. And then it will automatically take me to the list reports screen. I have auto refresh on, so it's going to keep refreshing until my report is done, and then I would click view. Again, for FERPA purposes, I'm not going to view this report so that we're not violating any FERPA. I'm going to go back to the print reports screen, and I'm going to show you another common report that is being used or being requested right now, and it's our related services report. So right here, the related service by student. Again, you may want to be filtering by school, and you may not want to be filtering by school depending on your related service. So in this case, I'm not going to filter by school, but I do want to filter by active. I want to filter by currently served, and again, you'd have to run a separate report for RDSPD. And then your related service now is active as an option for you to select. And then these are your various related services. But notice all of these separate music therapy consult, music therapy direct, you would have to run a separate report for all of these individually. And so this may not meet your needs in the best way possible. School health services, you see there's just one. Transportation, you see there's just one. Regardless, this is one way. Counseling services may or may not be something that you're needing to run. But here is a way to get some of this information that you may need for your related services. So again, I'm going to run, say, for school health services. And I'm going to click Create Report. My auto refresh is on. And then as soon as I see that it's done, I'm going to click View, and I'll be able to see my report. Now, one final way that some people have access to run reports is through PEIMS CSV reporting. Now, some roles don't have access to that. The teacher role does not have that, but many roles do have that. And if you do, you would come to Reporting Feature and go to the PEIMS CSV Export. So when you go to the PEIMS CSV Export, you're able to see a list of all these PEIMS CSV, and CSV is like an Excel file. So really, whereas the reports that we just looked at come out in a PDF file, these come out in a file similar to an Excel file. So I'm going to show you one that has been created that is a related service, and it's called Related Services All. So when you come down here, notice that right now it just says Create Export up here. It doesn't tell you what report has been selected yet. I'm going to come down here and I want to select this report that says Related Services All. I'm going to select it. I'm going to scroll back up to the top, and now it says Create Related Services All Export. I want to update the date to today, which is the 30th. And now I want to click Create. It's going to tell me that it is still in progress. I'm going to have to click refresh until it says done. It says done now. And when it says done, it's going to be a zipped file. So it works a little bit differently. And then it's going to tell me to save it to my desktop. Once it saves to my desktop, I'm going to have to show you, do a new share. So I'm going to pause my recording here for just a second. So now I see that this is on my desktop. I've been able to save this. And again, I'm not going to violate any FERPA, but it's been saved to my desktop. I see now that I've unzipped it. I've got this Excel file, and now I can open this and manipulate this data. I'm going to pause my recording once again, and I'm going to show you now that there's a how-to that is in District Resources that's going to show you a little bit more about how then you can manipulate this data in your Excel file to get exactly what you need to filter it a little bit further. So give me just 1 second. So this is the how-to that is in the District Resources. It's both in a miscellaneous folder, and it's in the reporting, generating reports folder. How to run the report, it runs you through how to do that. But then here towards the bottom, it also runs you through some bonus Excel tips on how to help you, giving you some tips and how to get this into some filterable tables and manipulate that data. It even gives you a quick little 16-second video link to help you automatically fit contents into the columns. And it's a really nice, quick way to get all the data that you want. So in a nutshell, that is some reporting features to help you easily, quickly access data that's already in eSPED that you may have previously gotten from BI reports, but all that data is in eSPED, and now we just have to make a mind shift and know that we have access to that data. We just have to learn how to get it out of eSPED. Thank you very much.